Hey, no stone unturned. I am so glad that you came to join us today because I have one of my very special friends, even my mentor. I could call her anytime, Miss Andriette Anderson. Lady A is what I call her. The Bishop-esque is in the building today. Thank you for coming to No Stone Unturned.
Thank you so much for having me. As always, it is a pleasure and a blast to sit down and talk to you. And I'm excited to sit down and chat.
The fashionista,
Oh, stop.
the red lip queen. I just have so many names for you. You're just so doggone beautiful.
Thank you.
Lady A,
Yes.
you have been hitting the ground running. When they talk about boots on the ground, I think they talk about you. The way that you have been making an impact with young women, older women, ministry workers, first ladies. I mean, hats off to you, sis.
Thank you.
Hats
Thank
off to you,
you.
sis.
Thank
Where do
you.
you find the energy? And on top of that, you're a bishop-esque.
I don't know where I find the energy. I tell people all the time, as long as I am honoring God and I do it as unto him and not myself, he will give me wings. He'll give me roller skates. He'll give me energy, but it's not in my own strength. I think that as long as I'm doing what God has me doing, he will give me everything I need to accomplish it all.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. And you do it with such grace and style.
thank you.
I mean, you have a look that's so signature, but yet, I mean, it's like, how am I get my bob to lay like that? You know, how I get my bob asymmetrical to where it can hit my face or the bone structure.
You know,
But you know, like you said, in one time we spoke, you was like, I've always had these lips, I've always had these eyes, and they weren't always welcomed.
no.
You know, talk to that little girl. I mean,
So it's a struggle when you're growing up and you don't look like everybody else, or you feel like you should look a different or a certain way. And I've had to tell myself and others that I'm enough. And if I take my eyes off and get somebody else's, then I'm not me. And people that are called to me need me to be me. So when I learned that and I started walking authentically in that girl, then that girl became me. And I'd make no apologies for how I show up or who I am, pastor's wife or not. This is how I went to church today. But it also opens up the space and an opportunity for people to know that you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to fit a specific mold, but you show up as authentically you and you draw those that are assigned to you and called to who you are.
Yeah, because you have a people, you have a group.
I do.
You
I
have
a
your
tribe.
people. You have a tribe.
I have a tribe.
And you have to go as you to be able to find your people.
Yeah.
She Wins taught me that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about She Wins.
Okay.
The She Wins Foundation. She Wins. Tell us about her.
So She Wins is a nonprofit that was established in Oakland, California in 2015. And our mission is to push women, no matter what age you are, to overcome those places that you thought would be your roadblock. But it's actually your puzzle piece, and that's the piece that you need to walk fully in who God created you to be. So we no longer hide from our mistakes or our missteps. I don't call them mistakes, they're just a misstep. We don't hide from those things, but we add them to our puzzle so that it makes us the total package and we can really be who God called us to be.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And knowing who you are,
Yeah.
what you stand for, whose I am, whose I belong to, is very important when you're a bishop's wife. I say that all the time.
You like saying that?
Yes, you're bishop-esque. When you're a bishop-esque and you are the wife of a bishop, you know, to stand in my own style, you know, have my own look, stand in this grace and be authentically me. People don't get those liberties, you know, or maybe they do, or they just don't know how to walk in it because they are to fit the mold.
So I think honestly, in anything you are assigned to or given, you either make it who you become or you stay who called you into the position. And I'll say that again, you can become somebody else because of a title, or you can walk in who you were when you were called. And I tell people all the time when they say, what is it like to be a bishop's wife? Well, I was his wife before he became a bishop. And God knew that he was going to walk into his assignment along with me alongside him. I don't change because a title was put on us. It just makes my assignment even greater. And it means that I have to be who God called me to be when he called us into this new level of elevation. Because if I am phony, then the assignment is no longer given to us. It becomes a figment of some persona. But I am who I am, title or not. I am Winton's wife, but we walk in the assignment of bishop and bishopess. but I'm always Winton's wife. But I'm always God's child first. So it doesn't matter the title. I am who I am, title or not. But it does put a spotlight.
Don't it, girl?
It does put a big old spotlight on my head because people say you're a bishop's wife. I am Andriette first. And if I am honoring God, regardless of who and what, then God gets the glory out of my life. And I don't have to go to sleep wondering if I pleased him and if I'm gonna make it to heaven, because I'm just me.
Tell it.
Yeah.
Tell it how it goes.
I'm just me. Yeah.
You are also, man, you wear so many hats at university.
Yeah, I work for the LSU Lab School. I'm the director of alumni relations there. Also, cheer sponsor. I'm a mom of two, Jameson and Olivia, who keep me so busy. I'm Winton's wife. I'm the first lady of Greater Philadelphia.
Yes.
And I'm the founder and CEO of She Wins Incorporated.
My gosh.
Yeah, but I go to sleep at 9 o'clock every night.
And you say that with such ease.
I do.
And you know what you told me that I'm gonna always remember?
Yeah.
You ready for me to lay it on you?
What did I tell you?
You said, I know how to manage in this space because I waited well.
Whew. Yeah, I did.
Yes,
I did.
So when I didn't have all of this on my plate, I knew I prepared my children to be able to go to bed at a certain time. I was there even in the midst when God hadn't called me. Because I waited well, now I can live this life with liberty.
Yeah, because sometimes we're in the behind the mountain, or we're at home, and I tell people all the time, I got to be a mom and I got to take care of my house in a season. But I also was waiting on God to give me the space to come forward like everyone else. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, when I wanted him to prove to people that I was somebody, wrong spirit, because I made it about me. And I had to remember, I get to do this. I get to perfect being a mom. I get to keep my kids on a schedule. I get to serve my household. So when it was time to do something else, there was no arrogance in the next level or the next assignment, because whether I'm in Baton Rouge at the Capitol or I'm at my household, I'm still doing it with excellence.
That part.
So it's not about me. Everything I do, it sounds churchy, right? But truly, everything that I do is unto God. So he knows he can trust me with the little things and with the great things. So when you say, girl, you got a lot going on, I'm just constantly in motion. I don't think about it in a way of accolades or success, or I just think I'm serving God. Wherever he puts me, it's where I'm serving. And I just got to make sure I'm serving well.
And you bring you when you're trying to bring someone else or trying to, you have to prepare that person for the presentation. But if Fran come in, I'm Fran 24/7. So I don't have to prep her.
Right. Yeah.
She is.
And it's so funny because on the way here, Bishop was like, well, what y'all talking about today? I said, I don't know. And he was like, you don't know? I'm like, no, we're just going to talk about, we're going to talk about whatever comes up because I'm not rehearsing it.
You showing up. Lady A is showing up.
Yeah.
So when Lady A shows up,
you're going to get whatever you get. Yesterday, you had me in a baseball hat and some dunks. Yeah. Today, you have me. But it's however I need to be, who I am, I show up that way. And I go to sleep truly saying, God, if I pleased you today, then you get the glory out of what I say, how I show up, and who I connect with.
Amen. Yeah. Listen, I know that you're probably going to be on Mars next week, Mercury in a couple of weeks. You're going to be walking on stars. So, because you everywhere. So what do we have coming up next?
I actually recently launched the Winner's Circle, which is a membership partnership with She Wins Incorporated. So every Wednesday I give Wednesday motivation. I have virtual sessions that are workshops with some amazing women across the country. So I am everywhere.
Yes, you are.
In a virtual space. And in the summer, I actually have the honor of teaching a class at Full Gospel International in New Orleans. So, and then after that, I'm taking a rest.
Come on. I'm just going to go to Bishop Martin's church and then I'll take a rest after that. I'm just going to visit that church and then I'll sit on down.
No.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I really, really look at you in eyes of a sister, eyes of, like I'm godly proud of you.
Thank you.
Because walking it in being a church girl from beginning to end, we know sometimes we could We can stray, we can come back, we can get hurt, we can do all those things.
Yeah.
But you do it with such grace.
Thank you.
And so thank you.
Thank you.
For just doing that.
I want to say something before we end.
You better.
You told me a year ago, that my uniqueness is what's going to draw and expand the kingdom. And I didn't take that lightly. And you send little nuggets every now and again. And I may say very few things, but I'm putting them in my back pocket. So regardless of my title and what it appears that I'm doing, the comments and the level of support that you give means the world. So if I don't ever tell you thank you again publicly, I want to tell you thank you for pouring behind the scenes and pushing and always creating a space for me to share who I am.
So stop the waterworks coming, child. I don't know how to try them back up.
Thank you.
Once they start to running.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for all you do. As She Wins is changing lives. My baby attended She Wins and Farrah has been transformed since then. Our confidence is different. She looks in the mirror. She tells her things, positive things in the morning.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Guys, you need to tap into whatever She Wins is doing. We need to tap into whatever Lady A is doing. So please tell the people where they can find you.
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at She Wins Inc. On Instagram, it's SheWins_INC. I also have personal social media, so you can find me at Andriette Anderson on Facebook and Instagram as well. And my website is www.shewinsinc.org.
And she will be on Mars next week. You can go ahead and find her there. Get your tickets now. Thank you so much for joining us on No Stone Unturned. Until next time, everybody, we love y'all. Bye.